Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila here to talk to you about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 13, Episode 13. So, listen, you're getting Jamoji today. I can't even remember who named the Animoji Jamoji, but yes, you're getting Jamoji today. She got a new hairstyle for y'all. And the reason why you're getting Jamoji and not me, because, listen, my eyes are puffy. I've been crying like all day. Something really bad happened, and I don't really want to talk about it right now. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future video, but I do sincerely ask for your prayers and your positive energy right now because I need it. If you know me personally, don't call me asking me a bunch of damn questions. Send me your love and your positive energy, okay? All right, let's get into the recap. So we see Mia talking to her husband, Gordon. They sending the kids to her mom because they fitting to go down to the Eastern Shore with Wendy and them. She's talking to the kids, telling them that they're staying with Grandma while she goes away, and the little boy started crying. He said, "I don't want you to go because I love you." I was like, oh. I'm telling you, the kids are on these shows are the only reason that I tolerate their parents sometimes. Mia's kids are so adorable. Anyway, her husband, Gordon, aka G, says that he really doesn't want to go, but she's on this show, so he wants to support her. And he says, you know, since I'm going, I'm going to have a good time. Like, he let her know up front. And I'm like, gee, you damn sure had a good time. We shall get to it in a minute. So she tells Gordon that she had this run-in with Candace, and Candace said something about her mother. Meanwhile, Candace is over there telling Chris the same thing. When she told Chris what she said, Chris was like, well, I'll be damned. But anyway, the husbands know which wives don't like each other, but they don't give a damn anyway. You know, them husbands are going to kick it anyway, unless you Michael and Chris. And then Ashley goes over to Robin's house, which was strange. Side note, why didn't they do the party at Robin's house that the party that Giselle did last week? Robin got a whole house. It's small, but I mean, she got a living room. Anyway, Robin says she isn't going because she doesn't feel comfortable around Wendy. She says she can't be herself. Girl, get out of my face. I love how Robin and Giselle bullied that girl and said whatever the hell they wanted to say to her. And when she clapped back, now you feeling like the victim. Girl, stop it. The only reason you feel so triggered by what she said about Juan is because it's true. Quit playing with me, Robin. Quit playing with me. And speaking of Giselle, let her tell it she's not going because the invite was mean. You mean like the invite that you just sent the week before talking about come haters? And then when you get to the party, you were being completely shady and messy with this game. I mean, downright mean. And you talking about an invitation. Girl, quit playing. Giselle and Robin, I can't. Ashley and Karen, they get in the van and they're riding together. Hasn't Ashley and Karen gotten to a real good place? Anyway, Ray said he is coming later. Ray is too old to be laying up, taking shots and messing around with all that foolishness. Ray be in bed by 8:30. He ain't got time for all that. So he's like, listen, I'm going to give you one day and then I'm coming back on home. Karen says she is in a good place with all of the ladies, so she is inviting Giselle to the wedding. Ray that she's inviting Giselle, and Ray's gonna say, who's she gonna bring, the hairdresser? I hollered. I was like, okay, Ray with the shade. But y'all know how I feel about people weaponizing their man and teasing people because they don't have a man. That's something that they cannot control. I don't like Giselle, and but still, like, y'all gotta come with some new reads. I mean, I'm not saying I would have never said that to Giselle, but like, y'all got to come up with something new. Anyway, let's get to this house here on the Eastern Shore. The house has 7 rooms, so nobody has to be in the cottage, unlike Candace's trip. First, we see Wendy and Eddie. Wendy is wearing her Balenciaga. Wendy looks really good. She's showing the legs and all of that. Wendy, like, you can tell you feel good about yourself, and I am happy for you. The first couple to show up is Mia and G. And y'all out here acting like you thought a valet was going to come out. Girl, stop. Anyway, the theme of the weekend is good vibes only. GVO, honey. So they got to take some shots to get the good vibes only weekend started. And I'm seeing, all of them. Now, they drinking that Patron. But they had like at least 2 or 3 shots when the 2 couples were there. And I was just like, okay. All right now. So Mia told Wendy about her mother. And this is when Wendy was like, oh, so this adds new context to what Candace said about your mother. All of a sudden, it was so bad. I feel like, okay, so here's the thing. people say your mama all the time. Like, that's a clapback. Like, on social media, when I'll be like, argue with your mama, right? I just feel like everybody acting like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that, knowing her mother's situation. I just feel like, who gets to determine what is below the belt? Like, these women come for each other's husbands, family members, like all of that. And yes, isn't an ugly thing to say, but these women are ugly with each other. And like what Mia did, I'm sorry, that was below the belt. And I'm not saying that it's okay for Candace to say that, but, and speaking of Candace and Chris show up, and I was like, oh Lord, because we all know the energy, but it was pretty cool. They didn't really say anything to each other. And but why Candace said, here comes the Jolly Green Giant cracking the foundation with her big feet. I hollered. I don't think Wendy's feet are that big.
Meant to say
Wendy is
Mia,
tall,
not
so her
Wendy.
feet should be big. Unlike my 5'4" ass who has tall people's feet. Thankfully, my feet don't look as big as they actually are, especially when I wear a cute shoe. Your daddy still be in my inbox, so it don't matter. Big feet and all. Everybody else was having Patron shots, but I noticed Chris was was drinking that bourbon. See, Chris, I'm with you. I'm about that bourbon life, especially a good top shelf bourbon, honey. See, those shots hit different. That tequila be having you feeling some type of way for about 2 days later. Although when I do drink white, I do drink tequila, and I really do like Patron. But, when it comes to shots, honey, you got to be careful with that Patron. I'm telling you something. When my mom passed away, Patron was running through my veins probably for about 2 months after that. I remember my father, who don't be liking me drinking, right? He'll let me, I'm using the air quotes, drink wine around him. But this time, I guess he was like, girl, you just lost your mom, so I'm going to go ahead and buy you what you want. Patron? Okay, I'm going to get you that. My friend from high school bought me a big bottle of Patron. Somebody else bought me a big bottle of Patron. And honey, I was drinking it all. Let me be clear, drinking a lot of liquor is not a good way to deal with grief. But I did, okay? But I also got a therapist. Amen. Anyway, that Patron is really hitting Gordon in his chest because, honey, when I say Gordon cut the fool, I mean, we knew it was going to happen from the previews, but I did not know it would happen to this extent. First of all, he said he is a connoisseur of the strip clubs, but why does he need to go to the strip clubs? Because he has Mia right here. He was like, now, when they go to the strip club, Mia picks out the stripper or something like that. I'm just like, Gordon, you're talking too much, sir. And must I mention that Gordon put a hole in Mia's story that she, remember she said she worked in the elegant club where they had steak and lobster and they wore ball gowns? Not according to Gordon. Anyway, he said he wants to make it rain. And then Mia, for whatever reason, mentions that he likes white girls. And then he takes out $1. He was like, where the white girls at? And over there like, hey, Eddie. And then he started simulating sex like I was like, ew, no thank you. No thank you. And how about when he stuck his tongue out and started, oh God, no. Me, Eddie, Chris, all of us were uncomfortable with that. I'm like, Gordon, I need you to tone it down. I need you to drink some water, sir. He told us that he has a big member and he satisfies Mia. Information that I did not need to know. And then when he bent over on the floor, I just knew he was going to fall on his face. And I'm like, I don't want to see this man fall on his face and hurt himself. But then again, I do want to see him fall on his face. Like, horrible. And then he goes outside and he's looking up at the sun, and I was like, please somebody get him some water because he's about to pass out. One of these producers, please come and get Gordon because I do not want him on this TV embarrassing his grown children. I ain't even worried about the little ones he got with Mia. I'm worried about the grown ones that he probably has with the white woman. And then he gets on the phone. He comes back in the room with the phone and he's like, Mia, somebody want to talk to you. And he's got on speakerphone and Mia's saying something because she's probably like, oh my God, this man gonna embarrass me some more. And he tells her, shut the fuck up. There's very few times I get to tell you to shut the fuck up. And why did Candace and them hear that? I was like, we're going to hear about that later. But anyway, the car dealer is on the phone and the car dealer's probably like, what the fuck is going on? But I need to make this commission. So I'm going to go ahead along with this. But anyway, the car dealer tells her that she's getting a customized G-Wagon for her anniversary. And for whatever reason, Gordon wanted us all to hear that. I guess, child. Anyway, Ascala, Candace, and Wendy go upstairs, and they are talking about the foolishness that is going on downstairs by the way of Gordon. And, they start saying he told her to shut the fuck up. So, they were kind of implying that their relationship was abusive. They were like, things are not good at that good at home. And I'm like, first of all, Wendy, why are you participating in this conversation when they just did the same thing to you? I do think their relationship is weird. I do think that G is one of those drunks that'll embarrass the hell out of you. But I'm not going to go this far to say that she's being abused or whatever. Not physically abused, but like he talks to her like that. So, but this is going to be a theme for the rest of the season. We're going to hear that. Then Mia comes upstairs and she's like, what y'all? And this is when Wendy tries to get Candace and Mia to talk. And I'm like, it's too soon. And I also think you do more damage when you try to get them to speak to one another. Sometimes, like when you're in an environment where the husbands are there, people are drinking and having a good time, sometimes they may end up like speaking or being cordial to one another just because of the environment. But when you start this conversation, you start an argument, and that's exactly what happened. So Mia tries to dismiss herself from the conversation. So she calls somebody on the phone, let her tell her. I was like, you ain't talking to nobody on that damn phone. Quit playing with me. But anyway, she was like, I'm glad you get me. Unlike these other broke bitches. Call somebody broke one more time. Like, that speaks new money or no money. Like, and we've seen this time and time again on these reality shows. These people try to act like they have so much, and then it comes out that they owe tax money or, Anyway, by this time, Karen and Ashley are here, and I don't even remember how it started, but they downstairs and they get to arguing again. And the men see that they are arguing, and they act like that SpongeBob meme, like, all right, we gonna head out. And they go outside and they let the women argue. And again, Candace talks about that lady's mama. But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Candace threw the first lettuce. Now, she didn't throw it far, but she lifted the lettuce and kind of tossed it in Mia's direction, right? Then Mia throws a handful of lettuce at Candace. And then Candace throws the lettuce back, and we don't know what is getting ready to happen, but I am hoping that the men will come in and break it up before it goes too far. And by men, I'm not talking about Gordon, because Gordon can't do much of nothing with his drunk ass right now. And this is exactly what I was talking about when I say everybody has a breaking point. This is why we don't talk to each other crazy. This is why I don't spend time around people that I don't like, because things can escalate very quickly, especially when there's alcohol involved, especially where there's an audience involved, because you want to perform for the audience and let everybody know that you're not a punk. And next thing you know, you're throwing lettuce, and next thing you know, you're throwing hands. That's all I am saying. No, that is not condoning violence, but I'm saying that these are how these things escalate. This is why you should not talk to people crazy. You should not taunt people and all of that, because these are how these things get out of control. So I don't want to hear you respectability people talking about people are condoning violence when Candace gets her ass dragged across the floor. I don't want that to happen to her, but I'm just saying. And let me be clear, I like Candace. She is one of my favorites. But Candace's mouth is reckless and her actions are reckless. She threw the first lettuce. I'm just saying. Anyway, I forgot to talk about this early. Candace is looking for a distro deal, and I really hope that she gets it, because Candace's music is really, really good. If you guys haven't listened to that album, please go listen to it. And honestly, I want her to leave this show on some K. Michelle shit. I think that it's time, because her music is good. She's talented. She needs to be doing that. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.